Okay, everything seems live. I remember to share all my socials, so that's always good. Just close some things down here that I don't need, that I need, that I don't need. That I do need though. The phone needs charging, so I need to plug it in. Okay. Have water, can stream. So, this week, or this month, should I say, I am testing out WordPress 6.9. WordPress RC1, I think, is coming out today. But I think there was a beta 4. So I just want to... Ooh, let's go all... Hang on. Let's call... There'll be a beta 4 post somewhere. Accessibilities API. There we go. People update data. Okay, let's run that update. So if you caught my stream last week or you watched the recording, one of the annoying things about what I tested last week is that all of that template management stuff has been removed in 6.9. It wasn't quite ready yet, which is fine, but it was a little bit annoying that I spent a whole stream last week testing and then it reverted. Anyway, it'll be coming to 7.0, so we can retest it then. Hopefully it'll fix some of those issues we picked up. But yeah, it was a little bit frustrating that that happened. Anyway, let's see if the update's done. Okay, the update's done, so let's check that. .9 beta 4. Cool. Alrighty. So the thing that I want to test today, and this is actually more of an exploration myself because I haven't actually fiddled with this at all, is the DataForms and DataViews functionality. So the major updates to DataViews and DataForm includes new field types and new filter operators. I have no idea what that means. But basically, DataViews and DataForm is this new JavaScript package that allows you to build essentially admin pages. Got some links here that I want to open up. There we go, there's the package. So it offers 3 React components and a few utilities to work with a list of data. So rendering a dataset using different types of layouts, table, grid, list, DataViews picker to render the dataset, optimize for selection and picking of items, and DataForm to edit items of the dataset. So essentially it's what powers the site editor. So my understanding is that this is all powered by DataViews and DataForm. So there's a list of things you can navigate through. You can do things like show them in a grid, show them in a table, show them in a list. I don't know how much of this is probably not part of DataViews. Maybe this is DataForm. I don't know. But I'm interested in seeing what it does, how it works. I haven't played with it myself a lot. I'm going to turn this volume down a little bit. So I honestly have no idea what to expect. Wish I could... Trying to adjust the properties of one of these volumes, and I can't go by individual increments, and it annoys me. guess I'll just leave it there. So fortunately for me, one of my colleagues, Juanma, has created this DataForm examples repository. So the first thing I'm going to do is install that, see what that does, and check it out. And this music is way too vibey for this stream. So I'm going to install this and have a look at the code and see what it does and play with it. Kind of trying to understand how it works. And then, depending on how much time is left, what I might like to try and do is build my own kind of admin page. I don't know. I'll see if I get that far. So let's take this code and install it. Okay. I wonder if there's a way you can tell NPM to always install packages from like locally cached versions first, just to speed up this whole process. Because I feel like I work with WordPress scripts a lot, and so all of the latest versions of the code will be somewhere in my cache, I assume. And so it's like only check for updated versions from the internet once a week, maybe. I don't know. Because I guess what this is doing now is checking for updated versions of all the packages and then pulling them down. I wonder if, let me have a look and see if there's a way to do that. Is there cached? Huh. That's interesting. Oh, you can go npm install preferred offline. I should really try that in future. Okay, look, it's doing its thing now. But it's interesting. Okay, learned something new today. Alright, well this is done, so that's fine. Okay. So that should be good to go. Let's go and have a look at what we've got. Again with the vibey music. I want mellow music. I like mellow music for my streams. Okay, so there's an admin page. Let's see what he's doing here. Okay, so here we go. So he's basically, okay, so he's putting in a whole bunch of things. There's a bunch of different dashboards. That's kind of cool. And you can switch grid, list, table. That's really cool. Got all this. So probably all of this stuff is built in. And I guess when you view details, that would. I wonder which part is the form. I don't know. So I wonder how much of all of this is built in. Interesting. Oh, it's actually, you can put it and upload it to your media library. That's pretty cool. I wonder who's doing that for. Okay, anyway, let's go and have a look at the code. All right, again with the vibey music. Okay, plugin. Add the admin menu. So pretty straightforward. Add to submenu page. DataViews, DataForm submenu. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, there's the form. Okay, so create renders a form that you can add elements to. Okay. Different layouts. Okay. Right. And creates a root element. Okay, that's straightforward. Then he hooks up on specific examples. False asset. And then accuse the scripts. Okay. And accuse the style. So it's one index and one style sheet. Okay. Let's take a look at the source. So the source has index.js. So there's an app component. Yeah, okay. It's creating the app. Renders DashForm, Dashboard Manager, and DataViews Dashboard Manager. Okay. So that's some examples. Okay. Okay, so it looks like there's some sort of default styling that happens. Probably have to import those yourself. And here's all the examples. So okay, so that's getting those elements either getting DataViews root or DataForm root. Okay, if there's a root element. And then render component, passing it to the current page. Okay. So that gets the current page here, DataViews or DataForm. Yeah. Okay. Depending on which, then it returns the manager. So DataForm dashboard manager. DataForm. Examples, DataForm examples. Guess that's the index. Oh, there's the dashboard manager. It returns the examples, which is like this. Okay, so I'm guessing this VStack stuff is all very specific to the package. Let's have a look here. Maybe it's a React. That's fine. No. Let's see. Use that WordPress component. Okay, so this is part of. This is part of WordPress. That's my documentations, honestly. There we go. It's a layout component that arranges child elements in a vertical line. Okay. Okay. I think this is the kind of stuff that many sort of traditional WordPress devs would struggle with, because it's very, even I'm struggling to read it, I'll be honest. This is very sort of more modern JavaScript, React-y type things. Okay. So let's see the DataViews dashboard measures. I've got the form just yet. So there's all the different dashboards. It's the select control. Okay, that makes sense. Current dashboard. Current component. Best on was selected. That'll be, for example, photos dashboard or whatever. So photos dashboard, let's say dashboard photos. Okay. There's a lot to learn here if you don't know what you're doing. So I wonder what the easiest way just to create like a simple data view. I think if I can create a simple data view that just lists a bunch of elements there. Oh, that's the example that was used. Huh. That's the code. So there's the config, there's the data. This is a data view. There's some actions. There's some config, it has some data. It looks like you can just pass it to the data view and it'll just work. That's kind of cool. I wonder if that'll just work. Like if I just copy this and render it as a start. That might be a good place to start. I think that's what Juanma's done. He's taken that and kind of built on top of it. So let's just see here. Return data views. Yeah, the data fields view config. Yeah. So he's added all this other cool stuff, but essentially it's just returning the data views element with the right data. So let's do that. Let's, okay, so there are images there, that's cool. So let's just see if we can get the simple data view implemented in a base plugin. Hey Anne, thanks for joining. I'm going to try and learn how to use DataViews today. I don't know if I'm going to fail miserably or not. I really need some kind of notification when people land in the chat. I'm so busy looking at the code, I get lost. Okay, so I think that's going to be the plan today. Take this example, stick it in a simple plugin, get it to render. I feel like that's doable today. I might have more time to fiddle with it a bit, but I feel like that's a good place to start. So let's do that. I'm going to be relying heavily on Juanma's example code. It looks like it's just a case of using WordPress scripts as a dev dependency and DataViews for now as a dependency. So I'm going to set those up. And I just want to get this basic example working in a plugin, and then I'll see how I go from there. I always find the best way to learn something new that I'm completely lost at is to start with simple examples. So that's going to be the plan for today, I think. I already wasted 23 minutes getting this far. So let's see. Okay, let's start by creating a new plugin. Let's call it DataViews demo, for whatever I want of a better word. Let's say DataView example. Okay, and then let's implement it. Package name, that's fine. Version, that's fine. Description, sample, plugin, using the DataViews. Demo plugin using the example DataViews code from, and then inside the link. Where was that? Okay, entry points fine, test line don't care about, composer don't care about, keywords don't care about. I'll just put my name down because that's what you do. GPL 2.0 CommonJS. I have no idea, so I'm just going to say yes and I'll delete that. If there's a type in Juanma's. Yeah, he doesn't have a type. So I'm just going to do that. And then delete that. I don't care. It's my code and I'll do it if I want to. Your camera view. I'm so sorry. I tend to forget about that. Let me move it over. There we go. It's one of the downsides of streaming. The camera's got to go somewhere. So I apologize. I was literally just running npm init there, and then entering all the answers there. I will stick this code in a GitHub repository later, and if you want to check it out, so don't stress. Okay, don't stress. That's not what I said. If you want to check it out, so yeah, we'll be there. I just want to compare this to Juanma's. He doesn't have an entry, so I can a main, so I can remove that too. He has bold and start, but I'll add those in a second. Otherwise, the rest is pretty much the same, so that's fine. Then I need to require WordPress scripts. What did I just do? Add WordPress scripts. Okay, so npm, it's install, I think. No, it's require. I've been working with Composer all week. I've forgotten how to use npm. Does it require? No. Hang on. npm WordPress scripts. npm install. Install? Install, I think. npm install. Yeah, there we go. npm install at WordPress scripts. And I think it's to require dev, I think. No. Oh. I've just been using save dev. Lost. Let's just cancel this. I get my Composer and npm configurations confused. I honestly wish that the npm folks and the Composer folks had made everything the same. And then it was just Composer require blah, npm require blah. It kind of is. So npm for me is a little bit easier to kind of understand because I came from using Composer when I entered the WordPress space. So I was using Composer to manage PHP dependencies a lot. One of the very first times I used Composer was, I want to say 2010 or 2011. I think it was before Ethan was born. He was born in 2012. So I think it was around about that time. So we're talking 15, 14 years ago. And so I used Composer to install a PHP package to use in the project I was working on. And so I understood how that worked. You know, it's basically taking some code and sticking it in a separate place, and then you're using it instead of having to include it yourself. So when I started using npm, the concepts were kind of similar to me. But essentially what you're doing is you're installing some JavaScript code in your application, importing it, and then using it. But if you're not used to that, if you're used to including everything yourself manually, then it can feel a little bit like magic. Okay, so that is scripts installed. It's installed as a dev dependency, which is great, which is what I want. It's using 327.0, Juanma's using 360, that's fine. So then I need to require or install DataViews. So let's go npm install WordPress DataViews, I think it is. Maybe not. Oh, it's one word, DataViews. Is my internet slow or what? Yeah, it's taking its time. Okay, that didn't install. Oh, there it is. Okay, so DataViews is a dependency, WordPress scripts is a dev dependency. That's great. There's my node modules. There's all the other nonsense that gets installed alongside of it. Down here somewhere there'll be a WordPress at WordPress folder. Where is it? WordPress, there it is. The scripts folder, there it is. The DataViews folder. Okay. So now I can just use and import and do whatever I need to do. That is the one thing that's interesting about JavaScript packages versus composer packages, is composer packages tend to be very isolated. They don't often rely on other packages. They do sometimes rely on other packages, but the packages they rely on are often isolated as well. So you'll have like 1 or 2 layers of nesting. JavaScript packages rely on multiple other packages from all over the place. So you get a lot more different packages installed when you install one thing, which is interesting. I mean, let's have a look. What if there's information on how big this? Let's see from here. No, that's the wrong one. Testing, WP content, plugins. How big node modules is. No, I can't see the size anyway. Calculating size. That's hilarious. It doesn't even know how big it is. Okay, anyway. Alright. So that's got the basics of that installed. Let us start by copying some of Juanma's code to get the basic page up and running. Let's first create a PHP file to handle the code. WP data example. Code by just give it a. I just want DataViews examples. Description and version, okay, and then let's just do the good old if not defined abs path exit. Good, happy with that. Oh, look, it's suggesting a menu page, so I think that's probably because I've got the other plugin open, so it's got some context. That's great. Manage options, DataView example main page. That's fine. Cool. Thank you, Copilot. You've given me some stuff to work with here. That's fine. Okay, now what Juanma does have in his main page is he has h1 and then a div with this ID. So I think that's what we're going to want to do. So there's the h1. I wonder if putting it inside of a wrap makes any kind of difference. Interesting to check it out when we load it and see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this div below my stuff, and then I can use that. Okay. So that'll give us the div root to work with. Let's call it DataView example root, just because that's the name of my plugin. Oh, I actually called it DataViews. Didn't see that. So I'll call it DataViews example. Okay. And then we're going to have to start creating some code. So I need to install the script. So let's install build and start just for the sake of keeping it simple. Now, if I look at Juanma's example, in his source, he just has a basic index.js. I can probably put everything in there. So that's what I'm going to do, just to keep it simple for now. So let's go new directory source. Let's go new JavaScript file index.js. I'm not going to worry about styling right now. Actually, I might need to. Well, let's see what happens. And then I'm going to have to do this DOM ready stuff and then set up the app. I might not need the app stuff. I might just be able to. I wonder what would happen if I just render the data view. We'll see. Okay, so let's import this. That's fine. And then let's grab this. Okay, and then this is the root element that we want to work with. So it'll be that one. Okay, and then I'm just going to go if DataViews root, do some stuff. And then what he has is the whole app with the current page stuff. What I want to do is I just want to render the example from here. So can I just copy this whole thing? Yeah, there we go. So I'll copy that. And I'm going to stick this in a separate file. So I'm going to say JavaScript file, and I'm going to say DataView. Just checking phone for any important messages. And then I'm going to just jam all of this. Now that's not going to actually do anything because I need to actually return that. So I'm going to cheat outrageously. Just have a look here. I suppose I could do this app story. Yeah, let's do that. So let's rename that to app. And at the top here, we'll do. Bear with me. I'll figure this out. Stumbling my way through. Okay, so I don't need those. Don't need all this current page stuff. I just need to return DataViews. I could just do this in the index, I suppose. Maybe that's an easier way to do it. It's going to look awful, but yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to close this down. So I could literally just render it here. This should work. No, not that one. Okay, that should just work. It looks awful. It's a whole bunch of code you got to scroll through. But essentially it's creating the root and then rendering the data view. The only thing I need to do now is I need to import DataViews from wherever. So if I go to DataViews examples, I'm going to have to import it'll be whichever component. This is kind of photo dashboard, for example. Oh, yeah. Down there is to be there. DataViews. If you are lost, don't stress. I'll run through what I'm doing in a second. No, that was the wrong one. It's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one. No. Which one am I working in? This one. Here we go. Too many files open. Don't need that. Okay. Let's just check if there are any other issues here. This should be good. I'm going to need HStack stuff as well. Okay, so let us just do this. I don't need the app. I probably don't need this anymore. Probably don't need this anymore. I can stay there. Don't need my package JSON with me anymore. Probably don't need that right now. Don't need that right now. Okay. So what I'm essentially doing, if I don't confuse myself in the process, is I'm using the DOM ready module, which will essentially fire these things when the DOM is ready. Then I'm creating a variable, which is essentially the div. And then I'm setting up this root variable, which calls the create root function, and I'm passing element to it. And then I'm using that root variable to render the data view. To be able to render the data view, I need to import the DataViews package. Or at least I need to import the component from the DataViews package. And then it looks like I also need to do things like import SVG, path, and all these things. Or I could just use, I could use icons, for example, here. Let's see what else there is. So it's using HStack. Using React. Some of this stuff's going to start giving me errors. Let's see if I can figure out these imports myself. HStack again. Okay, let's see. Okay, thanks, Anne. Okay, so import React from React. Import HStack HVG path from components. This is code completion suggesting these things for me. I hope it works. I have no idea if it will. HStack doesn't seem to be an option. Let's see in Juan Musco if he has. I think he was using HStack some way. Let's see if we can dig into that. Oh, here we go. So it's experimental HStack as HStack. Okay, that solves that problem. SVG seems to work. Path seems to work. React, I think, just works. It's been a while since I've done this. But I think that will fix all the imports. Let's see. Let's run a build. npm build. Okay. It's built everything. Now I'm going to need to enqueue the JavaScript. So let's do that and see what happens. So let's go back to here. Let's copy out this. Okay. so the allowed page I need to check. I can never remember what these things are. So let me just turn that off. It's going to be this, I think. Let's just check. Plugins. Let's deactivate that. Let's reactivate that. Should work. There's the thing. Okay. So let's do a quick check here. Okay, let's open up my little debug logger and let us point it towards my 6.9 tester. Okay, we can clear the log. I'm happy with that. Just want to check the config. Okay, looks good. So now, if we refresh the page, okay, so that's what that is. I think it's probably just going to be that. Ah, something went wrong there. So it was, what was it? Don't repeat DataViews example. No, that's what I thought. That one. Okay. I actually don't even need to do this in array thing because I'm just doing one page now, so I can say if not equals hook suffix, then return. Okay, happiness. And this will all be the same, that'll all be the same, and that will all be the same. We'll say DataViews example script. That's all fine. I don't need a style sheet yet, so I'm just going to comment this out. Okay, that should do something. So let's go back to the index and let's just console log just to be sure. Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Let's see what happens. So let me just run the dev server so we can hot reload this while we're testing. Fire up the old dev tools. Let's see what happens. Now, why is it taking so long? Did I break it? Okay, we're getting errors. Okay, the code is loaded, which is good. I wonder where the error is. Okay, I have a feeling. I'm going to take out this whole DataViews thing here. I'm feeling that's the problem. Some errors in there somewhere. So let's just render some something. That should work. Okay, so that does work. So that code works. Okay, cool. So there's definitely a problem in our DataView somewhere. So usually what I do when this happens is I start pulling things out. that I reckon could be the problem. So let's take out the actions. Let's take out the render modal because that requires additional things. So let's leave that action there. Let's actually just take out the actions inside. We can add actions later. Okay, so there's the config, there's some data. Data is just JSON, so that all looks good. So maybe we can just get that part to work. Default layouts, okay, fields. I have no idea what these do. Can I just use text here? I'm just going to use this. Let's take out all this stuff. Take out all that. All I want to do is get this thing to render today. It's like the smallest step I can take. The SV icon stuff we can figure out later. SVG. Okay, so that's categories. Okay, let's see if it likes that better. Just all this extra stuff that I don't really need. So let's take out the SVG stuff and the path stuff. I think you're supposed to be using icons there anyway, which WordPress does offer. And I don't think we need this anymore either. So let's see what that does. Okay, it's pulled successfully. Let's see if we can get it to render. Hey, it rendered something. Okay, that's cool. Now I wonder if the styling is not happening because we're not importing the styles. So let's do that and see what that does. So Juanma was just importing these styles. So let's see if that does something. So let's go into style.css and let's just import those. And then I wonder if all this other stuff is necessary. I don't know. It might. So let's do that and let's just see what that does. Okay, that's built. Let's see what we've got. Okay, that doesn't seem to do anything. So there does seem to be some styling needed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the background. Just to get the white background, just see what that does. And it's DataView, DataViews example root. DataViews example root. I think that should work. No, that didn't do dick. I wonder if it's because I've got it in a wrap. Because Juanma doesn't have it in a wrap. So let me... it shouldn't do. Shouldn't make a difference. I don't actually have it in a wrap. I've got the other thing in a wrap. I wonder if it's just because he's got better styling than I do. So look and see what it's generating. So there's the DataViews example root, so that should be fine. I wonder, oh, it's because I'm an idiot. I didn't enqueue the style sheet, dummy. So DataView example styles. There we go. That should fix it. Stupid. Nope, that still hasn't. Why isn't that worked? Oh. 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 Why is it not building the starship? I wonder if I need to tell it to build it. I wonder if I need to include it somewhere. No. Strange. I wonder if it's because of the version of DataViews I'm using. I notice Juanma is using the next version, so it'll be whatever the latest and greatest is. So let's try that. See if that makes it do. I don't think it should though, because WordPress scripts manages the building process. Style.scss, style.scss. Wonder if this is Webpack config. Let's try that. Bet you it's that. No. Why is my style sheet done? Sad job. Composer shouldn't make a difference, it's all PHP-CS stuff. Okay, let's try the next story. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but let's try it. So let's go install. Right, Node modules. That's going to take a while. Let's try to get it installed again. Alright, I need to delete the package log as well. As far as I know, this should just work. Okay, let's delete the build directory. I sometimes notice that if the build directory is there, then it kind of freaks out. So let's delete the build directory and let's see what happens. I should have anyway. I should have done that with the previous version of DataViews, but anyway. npm run build. I have no idea why that's not working. Should we try the different version of WordPress scripts? I find that hard to believe that's the problem, but let's try. Let's see. And use the exact same versions that Juan was using. Okay, on the plus side, this stuff is at least doing something, okay? It's not actually updating the list. I'll probably have to fix that somehow. But it's showing all the settings and things, which I'm pretty chuffed with. So the core functionality is kind of working the way it should. It doesn't look like pagination is working or any of those things. I can probably try and figure out how they work. Maybe that should be the next step, is to figure out how these things work. At least get them to do something, get the icons working. But at least the core sort of functionality is loading, which is kind of cool. So curious to figure out why the style sheet's not loading. Let's delete the bold folder again. I have no understanding of why the style sheet's not working. Maybe it needs the prettier config. Let's try that. Let's see if that makes a difference. Nope, that wasn't it. Don't think of the ESLint stuff. Because that would be for linting. I mean, we can copy it over. I don't see what I'm doing that is causing this issue. Okay, it's kind of frustrating, but I'm going to stop there now, with that at least, because I don't understand why it's not working. I'm going to upload it to GitHub. I'm going to ask my colleague Juanma to help me with why. On the plus side, I do like the fact that the DataView is working, more or less. I think I feel comfortable to now dig into that code and kind of try and figure out what it does. I just want to do one last search in here. So this is including a file, so I don't see. Let's just actually do one last search in here for if there's any imports that I'm missing. No, wait. There's there. Yeah, it's just importing it there. This package lock stuff. Queuing style. Ah. There. Figured that's what it was. Okay, so let's do that. Probably here. Now let's try that. Okay, that looks like something happened. Yes! Yay! I got the style sheet working. Okay, so this is probably because I'm missing images and things. I took all that nonsense out. It's looking a lot better though, at least. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. I wonder if this is an issue. Following entry point combined asset size exceeds the recommended. This can impact performance. By using import or require ensure to lazy load some parts of your application. I think this is just the way that I've built it. It would probably be easier to take this and split it off into different things. I don't know. But for now, that's fine. So I guess now what we can do is we can look into all of these actions that are set up. So you've got a data object we could pass data to. There's fields. I wonder if there's a field. So there's data. So there's the config, there's the data. And the data we could pull from somewhere. If we wanted to, there's default layouts, there's the fields. So it's image. So it's image title. Let's look here. Yeah, so it's image title. Date, date time, all of that stuff. Sorting, get item, get clickable, change view. So there's all these actions that exist when certain things happen that you can hook into. I still don't understand any of this. I probably need to spend a lot more time on figuring this out and understanding how this works. I'm probably not going to carry on testing this in the live stream next week, because next week I want to spend a bit of time on interactivity API maybe, or the block binding stuff, or the HTML API, because I've only got how many weeks left? 2 more weeks left in November to test all this stuff. Well, I don't want to test it all, but I want to try and test some of it. So we'll see. So for now, I'm just going to stick this in a GitHub repository somewhere, and then I'll come back to it when I get a chance. I'm glad I got it working, more or less. Didn't really write any code, just copy pasted some stuff, removed some stuff. But that's a very simple implementation of a DataView. Cool. stick this in a repo somewhere. Anybody wants to have a look at this license later. Look at his knees again. No, I'm not apparently. Okay, so let's create this repo. Okay, I need to create git ignore. I need to add start. That can stay. 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 My screen just went wonky. Oh wait, I need to add the okay, so there it is. There's the code that I worked on today. I'm probably going to continue playing with this plugin just to use these things and understand how they work. I'd love to figure out getting the image right, getting the little checkbox story right, getting this right, getting it right so it actually changes these things. I'm going to have to probably dive into more code to get that figured out. I don't see those examples in here anywhere, so I'm probably going to have to set those up or something. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get used to how DataViews works, and then if I have time later, I'll get onto DataForms. But that's it for me for today, folks. I hope that if you've been watching this, you've enjoyed me fumble around. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a like and a subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, where I'll be testing out something. Maybe I'll work with the block bindings next week, because I feel like those are a little bit more testable by somebody who has minimal information about these things. But I'll see how that goes. I might try and do a little bit of yeah, it's really just date block and image block. Anyway, I'll see how it goes. All right, that's me for today. Bye.